by design. We talking health and talking fitness, talking life and talking nutrition. Way more than looks and aesthetics. Gotta tune in and don't miss it. Hey, go, gotta go harder, taking it higher, bringing that info here to inspire. Chugging out fitness, bringing that fire. Hey, go.
Let's go. Welcome to Unstoppable by Design, where we talk all things fitness, mindset, what it means to truly be unstoppable inside and outside the gym. I'm Matt Terry, and today we're going to be talking about time. Well, not time in general, but more specifically, we're talking about why most people feel busy all week and still end up Friday thinking, what did I actually get done? You know that feeling. We're moving all week. You answered things, you showed up, you handled stuff, but that one project, that one to-do item or conversation or thing that you actually needed in order to move the needle, it's still sitting there untouched. That's not a discipline problem. That's a design problem. And today we're going to fix it. We're talking about time blocking, what it actually is, what people get wrong about it, how to think about your time differently, and how to start using it this week. So let's get into it. What is time blocking? At its core, it's simple. Time blocking is the practice of scheduling specific tasks into specific windows of time in your calendar, and treating those windows the way you treat a meeting with somebody else, or, for example, doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment or even a haircut. You're going to schedule those windows of time on your calendar, choose what fills them, and then make sure that at the end of that window, you're switching into something else intentional. That's it. You're not just writing a to-do list. You're assigning a when to go along with the what. Most people live in that to-do list mode. They write down everything that needs to happen, and then they just react. Whatever comes up, whatever feels urgent, whatever lands in their inbox, we call that a shiny object. That's what gets attention. And the stuff on the list, it waits kind of sitting there for a long time. Time blocking flips that. Instead of deciding what to do when you have a free moment, you decide in advance what your time is going to be going towards. You make the decision when you have a clear head, not when you're in the middle of chaos. So here's the way I think about it, and this is going to make a lot of sense if you've ever done any sort of training program. At Juggernaut, nobody walks in and figures out what they're doing when they get there. The programming is written. The work's done in advance. All you got to do is show up and execute. Time blocking is writing the program for your week. The decisions are already made. When Monday hits, you're not figuring out, you're executing. In that one small shift, deciding in advance instead of reacting in the moment, is what separates the people who feel in control of their week from the ones who feel their week happened to them instead. All right, before we go any further, I want to clear up what time blocking is not, because I've seen this kill the whole thing for people before they even start. Time blocking is not a rigid minute-by-minute schedule that you have to follow perfectly or the whole thing falls apart. Life happens, kids get sick, a client needs you, something breaks. Your blocks are a plan, not a contract. So when things shift, you adjust and you move on. You don't scrap the whole system because Tuesday didn't go the way that you had designed it in the beginning. It is also not some elaborate, color-coded, 15-category, perfectly labeled calendar system. I want to be honest with you about this one because I've been slightly guilty of it myself. You spend an hour building the perfect productivity system and you feel like you did something, you didn't. That's procrastination wearing a very organized costume. Keep it simple. A handful of categories at most. It's not about filling every hour either. White space on your calendar is not wasted time. It's a buffer. It's transition. It's breathing room. It's a place for you to decompress. If every block is touching the next one, you've already lost. Things always run a few minutes over. You need somewhat of a buffer or a margin kind of built in. The last one I want to hit, because I hear this one a lot, time blocking isn't just for people with certain types of jobs or people who have that kind of flexibility. Whether you're coaching sessions back to back, running a business, raising kids, or all three at once, you have things that matter and limited time to do them. This works for you. It just has to be built for your actual life, not someone else's. One line I want you to hold on to from the segment is time blocking isn't about controlling every minute. It's about deciding what gets your best minutes. So, all right, before we get into the how-to, I want to spend a couple minutes on the why underneath all this, because if the mindset isn't right, the tactics won't stick. The first shift is this: your time is a budget, not a blank check. Most people operate like there's unlimited time and they're surprised every week when it runs out. There isn't. You have a fixed number of hours, period. And just like a financial budget, if you didn't tell your money where to go, it disappears. Same thing happens with your time. If you don't decide where it goes somewhere else, just not where you needed it to go. The second shift is thinking about energy, not just time. When you schedule something matters almost as much as what you scheduled. I'm a morning person. My brain is sharpest early, so that's when I protect for the time that requires real focus. Writing, strategy, planning, hard conversations. I'm not doing that stuff at 4 p.m. on a Friday. That's when I'm scheduling administrative tasks, responding to things, tying up loose ends, maybe restocking a fridge in the office. Know your peak hours, guard them. Don't give them to things that don't require them. And then the third piece, this is the one that really changed the way I plan, is separating your work into 3 categories. The first is deep work. This is the stuff that requires real focus and thinking. It moves the needle, writing content, planning programming, having a strategic conversation, or building something. This is high value. This is what most people are doing the least of. The second is shallow work. It needs to get done, but it doesn't require much brain power. Checking messages, returning emails, scheduling, small logistical tasks, they're all really important, but not urgent and not something that needs your peak hours. The third is operational and maintenance work, the things that keep the machine running, so to speak. So invoices, supply orders, cleaning, prep work, it's all necessary, it's recurring, but they're predictable. Most people mix all 3 together all day and wonder why nothing meaningful ever gets done. Separate them. Give each category its own time. You'll be shocked by how much more you accomplish without working any more hours than you already do. All right, let's talk about how to actually do this. We have 6 steps. We're going to keep it simple. Step 1, start with your non-negotiables. What are the things that have to happen this week, no matter what? Scheduled sessions, standing meetings, appointments, family commitments. Put those in first. Now you can see what you're actually working with. Step 2, identify your 1 to 3 most important tasks for the week. Not the most urgent, the most important. The stuff that, if you did it, would actually move things forward. Those get their own dedicated blocks, and those blocks go into your peak hours. Not leftover time, they're going into prime time. Step 3, batch similar tasks. Stop checking email every time you see a notification. Block 2 windows a day for it and check it then. Batch your phone calls into 1 or 2 mornings instead of scattering them throughout the week. Batching reduces the mental switching cost, and you'll get more done in less time. If you ever feel frantic or stressed because you have to stop a task, switch to answer an email or a text message or a phone call, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Step 4, build in a weekly reset. This is the most important habit in the whole system. 15 to 20 minutes is all you need. Same time every week, Sunday night or Monday morning, where you look at the upcoming week and you block it out. Think about this kind of like food prep. Preview what's on the schedule, decide what your priorities are, and assign them to specific windows. If you skip this step, none of the rest of this works. The weekly reset is the engine of the whole thing. Step 5, protect your blocks like they're appointments. Here's where most people fall down. They build a great plan, and then they immediately give it away the second someone asks. When a request comes in, you check your blocks before you say yes. Treat your own time with the same respect you'd give a client appointment. You wouldn't cancel a coaching session to answer a random email. Stop doing that to your own work. Step 6, review and adjust. Don't abandon. Your week will not go exactly as planned. Blocks will get moved. That's fine. The point isn't perfection. The point's intentionality. When a block gets blown up, find it a new home in the week. Don't just let it disappear. The difference between people who make this work and people who don't is that one group adjusts and the other quits. All right, I've got one tool for you. It's quick and practical, and it's probably one that you already have or something you're already using. Think maybe a Google Calendar, a paper calendar, whatever calendar you're already using. Seriously, you don't need a new app. Just open the thing that's already on your phone or what you're already using and start blocking. Create a few categories. We got deep work, we got administrative, maybe it's coaching, maybe it's personal, and color code them if that helps. The color coding isn't about being fancy. It's just a quick 5-second visual check on whether your week actually reflects your priorities. If you look at your calendar and it's all one color, something's off. So I would start there. That's your tool. Block your week inside the tool where you already live in. Get comfortable with that first before you add anything else. All right, let's talk about your unstoppable challenge for this week. And I'm going to keep this one as simple as I can. So before your week starts, or even with what's left for this week, block 3 things on your calendar, just 3. 1 block for something that requires real focus. It's going to be a project, a task, something you've been meaning to get to. Add 1 block for something you've been putting off. You know what that is. That's those things that you know you have to do, but you're just kind of saying, we'll do it tomorrow. Put a time on it. And we're going to add 1 block for something that's just for you. Could be a workout, could be a walk, could be time with your family, something that fills your tank. And I want you to treat all 3 of these exactly the same way, like an appointment you wouldn't cancel. That's it. Don't overhaul your whole week. Just block 3 things, see how it changes the way the week feels, and build from there. That's your 1% better approach. It's small, it's consistent, and it's intentional. But that's time blocking. What it is, decide in advance what gets your time. What it isn't, a rigid, perfect system that you have to execute flawlessly. How to think about it, budget your time. Know your energy, separate your work. How to do it, start with your non-negotiables, build or batch your tasks, do your weekly reset, and adjust without quitting. If this episode helped you, the best thing you can do is support the show for as little as $3 a month. You get entered into our monthly raffles, and you help keep this thing going. Links are in the show notes. Follow along on Instagram and come find us at Juggernaut Fitness if you're local to Laconia. And I'll see you next week. Until then, be well, be unstoppable.
Now's the moment, it's your time. What